Hi there to all of my followers that are following my dreams too. I am going to be showing y'all how I made this here. Real fast, my kids want to say hi.
Hey!
Okay, my daughter doesn't want to speak on there. I will leave a link in the description below of the video that I had got this off of, because I'm not going to take credit for his work. But by the end of it, this is what it'll look like. I'm not going to do, like, full details and everything. If you want the full thing on how to see how he puts all of this together and stuff, you can go over to his video and watch it. Like I said, I'm not going to take credit for his work, so I don't want to go into, like, a lot of depth and stuff of how all of this is put together. It's definitely worth it. It's a very short, to the point video that I watched that showed me how to do this node group right here. The only difference is, like, I have a different color because right now what I'm working on is trying to get, like, a dirty blonde look.
That's yellow.
Okay, my daughter says it's yellow. It's a dirty blonde hair color. It's Saturday and my kids are awake, so sorry. But on here, he explains everything. He goes node by node. The only thing that I didn't like about his video is that it's kind of blurry. And so it's hard to see what values he uses. This is what I use. If you want to look at, mine and write it down. After playing around with it, like, I went through and I set it up originally with what he was saying and kind of what I was guessing at what he was putting it at. And then I went through and just each individual one, I just went in and I would change one thing. I would play around with it, see what it did. If I liked it, then, I would stay with that. If I didn't, I would change it back. And that's usually what I do to, like, figure out what the nodes are doing and stuff like that, is I'll go through and, like, I'll check each one of these and I'll see what it looks like with all of them, just to see, which way I like and everything. And I did that for every one of them, all of these nodes, and that was how I got it set up with this. So I'm going to go over it really slow just so you can see the values that I used, and you can see what I came out with right over here. But these are the values that I used here for all of his node group that he had set up. And then after I got done with it, I was wanting to do something where I didn't have this node group each time. So what I did was, let me bring mine back up here. What I did is, if you go over to the rendered and you change this to cycles, I really don't like rendering in cycles just because it takes a long time. Yes, it makes it look more realistic, but for me, honestly, I don't see much of a difference in rendering between Eevee and cycles, aside from the fact that it takes a lot of time to do. And so usually if I'm doing any rendered or anything like that, the thumbnail for this video, I rendered it out, so I switched over to Eevee. Yeah, Cycles does have a lot more options and stuff. It's just me personally, I like staying with Eevee when I'm doing anything. The only reason I go over to Cycles is for like the baking. Um, but if you put a image texture, I have one on a quick favorites. And for the people that don't know, I've been doing this on a lot of my videos. When you find something that you use a whole lot of, all you have to do is right click it and add it to your quick favorites, and then Q on the keyboard will bring it up, and it's one of the nodes I use a lot. You can do it for every spot that there is in Blender. At least every one that I've used, I've found out that I can do that. I had seen it on one of the Blender tip videos that I watch. But anyways, when you get your image up here, you can go to New, label it whatever. I'm just going to do video because I don't actually need to make one. This part doesn't really matter. I mean, you can leave it black or turn the transparency all the way down. I usually just always turn the transparency off. But it doesn't really matter either way. Now, one thing that I did learn from trial and error is definitely make sure you turn this alpha off if you don't want to have the a black on the fill-in part. If you want it where it's see-through, like doing hair so you can see through the strands, definitely make sure to turn that alpha off. I didn't turn it off the first time that I did this, and so every time that I would hook it up, this would be black, and I really didn't like that. I mean, I can show y'all what it looks like. I just really didn't like it, so I wind up turning it off. Pretty much where you see the transparency right here, it was black if I had the alpha checked, so I turned it off. But anyways, make sure this node is clicked here. Make sure the item that you're trying to bake is clicked. Come over here to the baking tab. It's under the rendered. Come down to baking. You have to be in Cycles. Change this to diffuse. Turn off the direct and indirect lighting, and then just click bake. And it'll show you right down here the percentage of your baking when it's done. Now that depends on your system to how long it's going to take. Obviously, a good GPU is going to render it or bake it faster. And yes, mine is on GPU. I have a GPU, and so I use it, and it's not that bad. It's not perfect. I mean, I know a lot of people have really good GPUs, and eventually I'm going to upgrade my system, but for right now, it's not bad, but it's not, you know, professional level either. So it doesn't take very long. But anyways, on here, get rid of that because I don't need it now. After that, I came in here and I put a Principled BSDF back up here. And then my color, this is what I just baked, and it's literally just what you've seen right here. I plugged the color into the alpha, and actually I can show y'all right here. No, that's not gonna do it. That one. Okay. I was trying to see if it would do it, but it won't. It's not wanting to do it. Anyways. I was trying to show like the black if you leave the alpha checked when you bring this up, but it didn't do it. Put the color into alpha. Yeah, I'm playing around with it right now. Usually this is how I learn how to do this stuff, honestly, is I just play around with it, really. It did it earlier, but now it's not wanting to do it. The texture that I baked, I put the color into the alpha. You can put the color up here. There it goes. That's how you get it to do it. Okay. if you leave the alpha checked, then it puts this black around it like that. I don't like it. But I took my color and I plugged it into my alpha, which gave me this. And then I just copied and pasted my color ramp from up here. Put my color into the base color. And then you can come in here and you can change any of these colors to anything that you would like, and it'll change the color of the hair. You can mess with all of them. It's just mine was set up for that blonde look, for that dirty blonde look that I'm going for. But you can come in here and play with these. Put as many of the things, whatever these are called, in here, whatever colors you want, you know, whatever. This is just what I had set up because this is the kind of look that I'm going for. And you can get that look yourself. You can come in here and mess around with the values, you know, do whatever you want. I did add a normal map to it, but it didn't seem to make any difference, so I just took it off because if I don't need it, I'm not going to have it. For me, honestly, I try to stay with the bare minimum of what I need, which is the reason why I bake this out. Instead of having this node group every time I bake this texture out, and that way I have this, because I'm going to go in and save, have this saved so that all I have to do is bring this in each time, and I don't have to set this node up. And so that's how I set it up, and that's how I got this to make my hair cards. And so I'm going to take my bake texture here, and then I'll just put a color ramp in on my scene, and then mess with the colors and stuff. And that's how I'm going to start setting up my hair cards. Yes, my system can handle doing particles somewhat. I mean, it lags when I put the animations on it with the particles, which is the reason why I want to do the hair cards. Because like I said, my system isn't bad. I mean, it's a gamer system. My mom bought it at cons, and so it's not a bad system, but it does lag on some stuff. Like when I start putting the animation on and I have particles, it does start to kind of lag. Not to mention me and the particle group kind of, I don't know, it always flares out and messes up and stuff. Like every once in a while I'll get it to actually work right and do amazing, and then sometimes it just wants to flare out and look really bad. And so it's very frustrating. So I would rather do the hair cards and then try to animate the hair cards from there. I've seen a couple different videos on how to do it. And so if I use their videos, I'll definitely leave a link in the description below for anybody that wants to go check out the original. The only time that I'm not going to leave any nodes or any, like if I'm watching videos to learn how to do stuff and things like that, if I completely use their process, like I used his completely right here, the only thing is I changed the values. You know, I'll leave a link in the description for those videos because I'm not going to take credit for other people's work. But if it's something where, like, I use their basic technique, but I have to change it a lot or something like that, I don't know. I think in all of them, I may credit the videos that I watch with it. It's just sometimes to get what I'm trying to get, sometimes I have to watch multiple different videos. So I guess what I could start doing is just, when I watch the videos on stuff, is keep the links in like a separate file somewhere. And so when I make the videos, I can credit the people, because I definitely don't want to take credit for other people's work. I just really definitely don't want to do that. And so I definitely want to start leaving credit for the videos that I watch on, like, stuff like this, helping me do things, just to make sure those people get credited for the stuff. But that's all I've got for right now, so I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It would really help me out a lot. And I appreciate everybody that is following along with my videos.